Greetings, friend of karmic affinity. Have you ever felt exhausted, not from working too much, but because your mind is constantly besieged by streams of negative information and invisible anxiety? Try to slow down for a moment and ask your heart this. Do you notice that our minds often very easily engrave a criticism or an unfavorable event, yet unintentionally forget the thousands of good things still existing every day? The Buddha taught a great truth, that our lives are shaped by our very thoughts. Your mind is like a magnet. It will find and attract exactly what you feed it every day. If you nourish it with fear, it will find trouble. But if you nourish it with wholesomeness, it will find peace. Today, let us explore 7 lessons to change the food source for your soul and recreate your reality. Have you ever wondered why your mind easily engraves sorrows, yet often unintentionally forgets the simple joys that are present? The Buddha taught a great truth, that your life is shaped by your very thoughts. Your mind will find and attract exactly what you feed it every day. So today, let us learn how to change the food source for the soul to recreate a more peaceful reality. Lesson 1. Thoughts are the seeds of reality. Let us begin with the first lesson to understand the operating mechanism of destiny. Thoughts are the seeds of reality. My dear friend, imagine your mind is like a fertile garden. That soil of consciousness is very fair. It does not judge the seeds you sow as good or bad. If you sow the seeds of roses, it will nourish roses. If you sow weed seeds, it will make weeds proliferate. Each of your thoughts, whether fleeting or long-held, is such a powerful seed. In the Eightfold Path, the Buddha called this right thought. He taught that every action, every word, and every result in life originates from an idea arising in the head. Thoughts lead to actions. Actions create habits, and habits shape life. Take a very ordinary example at the office or in the family to see this clearly. If you wake up in the morning and your first thought is of fatigue and boredom about work, you are unintentionally sowing a negative seed. That seed will quickly grow into a grumpy attitude toward loved ones, impatience with colleagues, and the result is that you have a bad day exactly as you thought. Conversely, if you sow the seed of gratitude because a new day has come again, that energy will lead you to see small opportunities and joys throughout the day. You are the gardener of your soul, so choose your seeds very carefully. Lesson 2. Select what you put into your mind. Once you understand that the mind is a garden, the second lesson becomes extremely urgent. Guard the doors of your senses strictly. My dear friend, every day we carefully choose clean food to nourish the body, but we often unintentionally let our souls consume toxic dishes. What you see, hear, and encounter daily is the source of nutrients for the mind. If you constantly load your head with violent news, gossip, or useless arguments, you are unintentionally dumping trash into your garden. Try to remember those mornings when you just opened your eyes and hurried to scroll through social media, the glamorous images of others, negative status updates, or sensational news rushed in. Even if you did not intend it, those images silently sowed comparison, envy, and groundless anxiety in your heart even before you stepped out of bed. The Buddha taught about guarding the sense doors, meaning knowing how to protect your mind from external influences. Practice wise selection. Actively associate with healthy energy sources. These could be pages from the books of sages, the silent beauty of nature, or friends who always bring encouragement and peace. When you change the input, the output of the mind, your emotions and actions will automatically change in a more positive direction. Protecting the mind is not avoiding the world, but knowing how to refuse what does not nourish your peace. Lesson 3. Turn off autopilot. The third lesson helps you break old thinking habits, deeply rooted in the subconscious. Turn off autopilot. My dear friend, most of the time during the day, we live and react according to inertia. If someone says a harsh word, we immediately get angry. If we encounter something unfavorable, we immediately complain. We are like a pre-programmed machine. Just press the button and it runs without any awareness. This unconscious reaction is the reason we often feel regret after the emotional storm passes. Mindfulness teaches us how to create a sacred pause. Before reacting to a situation, Practice the habit of stopping, taking a deep breath, and observing. In that short silence, you reclaim the power of mastery. You observe the anger rising, but are not swept away by it. You recognize the anxiety, but do not identify yourself with it. This awareness is the light that dispels the darkness of unconscious habit. When you turn off the automatic mode, you begin to have the right to choose. You choose to respond with composure instead of reacting with temper. That is the first step of true freedom. Lesson 4. Reframe challenges as teachers. Once there is awakening, we move to the fourth lesson. Change the perspective to transform suffering. Life is not always strewn with roses. There will be times when you encounter difficulties, failure, or loss. The usual reaction is that we will resist, resent, and ask, "Why me?" But that negative mind only makes the problem more severe. Instead, try to stop and ask yourself this profound question. What lesson is this challenge trying to teach me that I have not yet been willing to learn? The Buddha taught that suffering is the greatest teacher. Only from foul-smelling mud can a fragrant lotus be born. Without mud, there is no lotus. Without adversity, there is no maturity. When you see difficulties as an opportunity to train patience, tolerance, and will, you will no longer fear them. You will welcome all fluctuations of life with a steady and serene state of mind. Practice seeing the good hidden even in the worst circumstances. Lesson 5. Practice gratitude. As a miracle, we are moving to the emotional heart of this journey. This is the lesson with the power to transform your vibrational frequency, the fastest and strongest. Practice gratitude every day. My dear friend, try to look deep into the roots of daily insecurities. Do they often come from a profound mentality of lack? We always crave what we do not yet have and unintentionally forget what we already possess. We think happiness lies in a bigger house, a nicer car, or a higher position. That endless craving creates a void in the soul, making us always feel empty no matter how much effort we put in. But gratitude will gently pull you back to reality, helping you realize how rich you already are. Gratitude does not need to be for great or distant things. Begin to be grateful for the smallest and simplest things, those we often take for granted, like the air to breathe. Be grateful for this breath, because it is a sign that you are still alive, still have the opportunity to love. Be grateful for clear eyes, so you can see the blue sky and the faces of loved ones. Be grateful for the hot meal waiting for you, and grateful for even the difficulties that have helped you become stronger than yesterday. When you focus energy on gratitude, your mind will no longer have space for comparison, jealousy, or anxiety to crowd in. You cannot feel grateful and feel fearful at the same time. Gratitude is like a cool stream, washing away all the dust of craving, revealing the bright gem of inherent sufficiency and peace. Every morning upon waking, instead of rushing into worries, spend a few minutes naming 3 things you feel grateful for. When you look at life through eyes of appreciation, you will see life suddenly become so gentle and lovely. Happiness is not having everything you want, but appreciating everything you have. Lesson 6. Viz. A realization of your best self. When gratitude has filled the soul with the positive energies of the present, the 6th lesson will give you the tool to direct that energy flow to create the future. That is the power of visualization. My dear friend, in Buddhism, there is a concept called bhavana, meaning the cultivation or training of the mind. Visualization here is not about sitting in idle daydreams about material treasures or vain fame to satisfy greed. It is a serious practice method to plant and nourish the good qualities you want to have in your consciousness. Our brain is very miraculous. It often does not distinguish clearly between a real experience and a vividly visualized experience. When you imagine peace deeply enough, your body will produce chemical signals exactly as if you were actually peaceful. So today, try practicing this exercise with me. Find a comfortable position, gently close your eyes, and take a deep breath. I want you to visualize the best version of yourself that you have always yearned to become. Please do not just see the appearance. Go deep into feeling the energy of that person. Imagine you are standing before a storm of life. It could be a major work pressure or a family conflict. But instead of reacting with anxiety, fear, or anger like the old self, look at what your best version is doing. That person is standing steady like a mountain. Their breath is slow and deep. Their eyes exude composure and wisdom. Feel that serenity spreading through every cell of yours right now. Visualize how you treat those around you. You see yourself listening with full compassion. You speak kind words capable of healing wounds. You are no longer swept up in petty arguments, but always keep a tolerant smile on your lips. How wonderful does it feel to be the master of yourself, not pulled by external strings? Let that feeling of freedom and silent pride saturate your heart. This is not pretending. This is the process of reprogramming consciousness. When you continuously visualize and feel that calm, steady person, you are drawing a new map for the brain. Gradually, in real life, when encountering difficulty, your mind will automatically find the familiar path you drew during visualization. You will begin to walk, speak, and act as if you already are that wonderful person. Do not wait until everything is perfect to allow yourself to feel happy and peaceful. Feel that state right now. Try on the code of enlightenment every day. When the vibrational frequency inside you changes, the external world will automatically rearrange to correspond with your new self. That is how we sow the seeds of the future, right in the present moment. Lesson 7. Cultivate self-compassion. And finally, for this transformation journey to be complete and sustainable, we need to touch the 7th lesson, the lesson of the most sacred reconciliation, cultivating compassion for yourself. My dear friend, on the path of self-change and development, it is unavoidable that there will be times you stumble. There will be days when old negative habits return, sudden flares of anger erupt, or times when you feel yourself so weak and not good enough. In those dark moments, our natural reflex is often to turn to criticizing and judging ourselves. We torment ourselves with harsh words that we would never dare to say to others. That harshness does not help you get better. It only makes your soul more wounded, fearful, and shrunken. Instead of becoming your own ruthless judge, I invite you to try another approach. Treat yourself the way you would treat a soulmate or a child learning to walk. When the child falls, you do not scold them. You reach out to help them up, dust them off, and encourage them to keep going. Your soul needs exactly that same gentle support. The Buddha taught about loving kindness, also known as metta, which is unconditional love, wishing beings to be well. And the first, most important person deserving to receive that cool stream of loving kindness is none other than you. You cannot pour water to invite others from an empty cup. You cannot truly love life if inside you is a battlefield of self-hatred. Practice forgiveness for yourself. Understand that you are a human being, and as a human, no one is perfect. You are on a journey of learning and perfecting, which means you are allowed to make mistakes. Past errors are not a life sentence defining who you are. In the philosophy of non-self, the you of today is not the you of yesterday. You are a continuously renewing flow. Do not nail yourself to old failures. Let yourself go to walk on lightly. Right now, perform a simple but powerful gesture of love. Gently place your hand over your heart, feeling the warm beat sustaining life for you. Take a deep breath and whisper to yourself these words: I forgive my mistakes and imperfections. I accept my current self with all strengths and weaknesses. I love and support myself unconditionally. I wish for myself to be peaceful, to be healthy, and to be happy. When you know how to be a friend to yourself, you will have the sturdiest support in the world. No matter the storms outside, no matter if others may not understand you, if you know how to return and embrace your own pain, you will never feel lonely. Inner peace originates from ending the Cold War with yourself. When you are soft with yourself, you will see the whole world suddenly become much gentler toward you. Let compassion heal all wounds and bring you back to your inherent wholeness. That is the most precious gift you can bestow upon your life. My dear friend, your mind is a garden, and you are the only gardener. You have absolute power in choosing to plant the seeds of fragrant flowers and sweet fruits, or to leave it to be overrun by weeds. What you pay attention to will grow. What you water will bloom. Remember that every moment is a new opportunity for you to start again. Choose to see the good, choose peace, and choose love. If these sharings bring you positive inspiration, please help me spread them by pressing the like and subscribe buttons. Share this video with those you love as a meaningful spiritual gift. May the garden of your mind always be in full bloom with the flowers of serenity and happiness. Goodbye, and see you again.